Welcome, seekers, wanderers, and truth bearers. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift, as if your presence unsettles those around you? Have you experienced being misjudged, opposed, or cast out, not because of your actions, but because of the light you carry? If this resonates with you, then you're not alone. It's no accident you're here, watching this right now. You were drawn to this message for a reason, because deep down, you know there's a purpose for your life, and it's time to walk boldly in it. But before we dive deeper, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers and join this community of warriors who refuse to let their light be silenced. Together, we are stronger. Let me ask you, have you ever felt like your kindness was mistaken for weakness? Or did your truth make others so uncomfortable that they did everything they could to silence you? Maybe it's a coworker who spreads rumors about you, a friend who suddenly grows distant, or even family members who misunderstand and reject you. It's as if the very essence of who you are makes them uneasy, as if they sense something in you they can't quite understand or control. This is no coincidence. You carry a light within you, a spark of divine truth that disrupts the comfort of those who dwell in darkness. And when that light grows stronger, the forces of this world, the whispers, the gossip, the opposition rise against you. Why? Because the darkness cannot comprehend the light. This is a reality every chosen one faces. You were never meant to fit in, to blend into the crowd, or to live a life of quiet conformity. You were chosen, set apart, to shine in places others fear to go, to speak truths others dare not utter. But with that calling comes resistance. The world, especially those rooted in deceit and selfishness, will try to tear you down, to block your voice, to discredit your purpose. It can feel overwhelming, even isolating, but let me tell you this, you are not alone in this battle. Remember, even Jesus faced opposition. He was mocked, misunderstood, and betrayed, yet he never wavered. He not only showed compassion when necessary, but also stood up to the money changers when justice demanded it. And that same spirit of courage, resilience, and righteousness lives in you. God calls us to be peacemakers, but he never asks us to be doormats. There is a time for mercy, and there is a time to stand boldly, to roar like a lion among hyenas, and to declare, enough is enough. This is not about revenge. It's about establishing boundaries and protecting the purpose God has placed in your heart. Let this truth resonate with you. God's mercy is infinite, but his patience with wickedness is not. There comes a time when the balance must shift, when we must speak the truth, and when justice must triumph. And often, God uses people like you, those who carry his light and truth, to expose what is hidden, to confront what is wrong, and to guide others back to him. Some people dislike your presence, not because of anything you've done, but because your light shines too brightly for them to ignore. They are comfortable in their lies, their manipulations, and their darkness, and your truth disrupts that comfort. They will gossip about you, block your voice, and try to turn others against you. They'll call you arrogant, self-righteous, or even hypocritical, not because you are, but because they fear the conviction your light brings. But remember this, their opinions do not define you. Their judgment does not diminish your worth. You are who God says you are, chosen, loved, and called for a higher purpose. When you feel resistance, let it be confirmation that you're walking in your calling. No one throws stones at a tree that bears no fruit. The attacks you face are proof that your light is shining brightly. Declare this to yourself right now. My voice matters. My truth matters. My purpose matters. Let this be your mantra, your shield, as you face the challenges ahead. Think back to the times when you felt the weight of opposition. Maybe it was a moment when you stood up for what was right, and instead of being supported, you were ridiculed. Or perhaps it was a time when you spoke a truth that needed to be heard, only to find yourself silenced by those who preferred the lie. These moments hurt, but they also reveal your strength. They show that you're not afraid to disrupt the status quo, to challenge the darkness, and to stand firmly in your truth. The enemy thrives in secret, lies, and silence. But you are called to be the opposite. You are called to bring light to hidden places, to speak truth where there is deceit, and to inspire others to do the same. This is why you face opposition. This is why the attacks come. Because the enemy knows your potential, and he fears what will happen when you fully step into your calling. So what do you do when the world rises against you? You stand firm. You anchor yourself in God's promises. You remind yourself of the words of Isaiah 54 verse 17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. You declare boldly, I am a warrior of light, and my voice will not be silenced. And you move forward, even when the path is difficult, knowing that God equips those he calls. He has given you strength for the battle, wisdom for the journey, and a light that cannot be extinguished. Now, chosen one, I invite you to take a step forward today. Subscribe to this channel to join a community of truth bearers who stand together in the light. Comment below and share your story. Let your voice inspire someone else to rise above their struggles and walk boldly in their purpose. And most importantly, share this video with someone who needs this message. Together, we can shine brighter, reach farther, and bring more light into a world desperate for truth. Let me leave you with this. The opinions of others do not define you. Your worth is not determined by your acceptance. Your value is not based on their approval. You are who God says you are, chosen, loved, and enough. Walk boldly, speak confidently, and shine unapologetically. The same God who called you is the same God who protects you. Their plans will fail, but God's purpose for your life will prevail. So go forth, chosen one. Be the light, speak the truth, and let nothing hold you back.